Hello everyone, it's Sue Ralph here with Birdcage Craft Studio. I'm bringing you my crafty tip number 43 today from me to you. And if I just go back briefly to yesterday's tip, it was to do with the stamp set Wondrous Wreath. And I actually showed you how to do some painting with embossing powders, and you can see we made the wreath. So what I actually have done is I have taken my framelets out, okay, and I have cut myself one of the paintings that I did with embossing powders, but at the same time I cut out a green backing piece to make the card. Now before we go any further, I'm going to have to apologise if you hear tractors again. It seems to be a bit of a lull at the moment, so I'm hoping I can do this video in time. So anyway, as you can see, I have put little dots on the back of the two pieces of cardstock that I cut, just so that when I go to stick them together in a minute, they're going to match up perfectly. So if I move this out of the way, just because I need to be fairly quick doing the video, what I've actually done is I've cut myself a lengthwise 6 by 5 inch piece of card, and then I folded down an inch at the top. And then what I've done is I've got myself a 5 by 5 piece of acetate, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it underneath that ledge, make sure I get it the right way around, with double-sided tape. So I'll just do that now. I put the tape ready, and let's just hope I can get that in. And the best way to do that is to line up your acetate with your base card, making sure that it fits nicely and there's nothing overhanging, and then fold. Oops, I think it's just slipped. That's the trouble with acetate, it can be a bit of a slippy devil. Bring that down, press into position, and then you've got yourself a base card. Oops, sorry, it's one of those pesky tractors. And then what you need to do then is you need to put another piece of cardstock underneath. Okay, so you need to put a piece just in here, and again use double-sided tape. I'm just going to lay some down there, and that's just going to form the edge so that you don't actually see the double-sided tape. Just makes it neater inside. And you can also do one at the top. So I'm just going to pop that down onto the acetate like so. Okay. And then what I've done is I've got two pieces of paper that I've actually printed, and I'm going to put those along the top strip and the bottom strip, and I'll show you how I did that in just a moment. But if I just get the card pieces together before a tractor comes. I don't know if my nails are going to, oh yeah, done it. So I'm going to put it at that top piece and layer that on. Oop, I do hope I haven't got my head stuck in the way. So there's one piece there, and then the other piece I'm going to put on the bottom strip, and that will cover up that green piece I put inside. And then of course you're not going to see any of the sticky tape or anything. If I just pop that down, making sure my leaves go the right way up. So I'm just going to pop that onto the edge, making sure it all lines up. And then I have my card base ready to use. Okay, but what I wanted to just quickly show you is how I managed to make the patterned paper. I don't know if you can pick it up. It's actually got some gold in it. So I took, this is just a 1 inch piece of card which I have just trimmed down, and then you need a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to use my Encore gold pad, stamp pad, and I have got the leaf out of the Kinda Electric stamp set. So what I've done, I'm just stamping up, or just putting the ink down onto my leaf, okay, and then I'm going to come in with some orange and I'm just going to go over the area that looks like the leaves have actually started to break down, just like so. And then I'm just going to scrub it off. That's why you need your scrap paper, just to make sure you take all that gold off your pen. And I'm going to do the same with the green. And I'm just going to go down the stems of the leaves. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring just a little bit of green in, just to sort of make it look like autumn leaves again. Just take all that gold off. And then I'm going to stamp down. I'm just going to huff it a little bit. And then huff again. You should be able to get another impression. So that's just a very quick way to show you how you can decorate your paper. Okay, let's get back on with the card. I'll move these things out of the way. Right, so I've made the card and I've cut out my 2 wreaths. And what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be using acetate, I've decided the best thing to do is to use some double-sided tape, because that usually sticks to anything. And I'm just going to cut it into little pieces and make sure I can put it on the inside pieces of the wreath, so that you know, obviously they're not going to show through. So I do it that way. And just for speed, I'm only going to do 3. But obviously if you're making a card yourself, you could put more on just to make sure it doesn't come off. But because I'm sort of on a bit of a time limit. Okay, so let's just cut some little bits off. And then this is always a tricky bit, to see if I can actually get the release tape off. And oh yes, I have. I've got my pokey tool here. That'll make it a lot quicker. So I'm going to pull off all my sticky tape, like so. That's one side, and then do the underside one. You may not have to do this if you don't want to do a double-sided one. It's just I think it looks a lot neater. You can't see all the sort of the little bits of glue on the inside of the acetate. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have a look, and I've got both of my dots up at the right way, so I'm going to open my card out like so and just position that underneath, and I want the dots just to be slightly above, so I'm going to place that down there like so. There we go, and press down, and now you can see that's on the inside of the card. And then this one I'm going to place on top, but I'm going to use some linen thread first. And I don't know, well, you probably notice that when you have linen thread, when you take it off the cardboard, you'll find that it has little crinks in it. But the best thing you can do, just take it between your thumb and finger, just pull down, and then they just all go. And I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that's quite a good quick way of just straightening it out. I'm just going to wind it around my hand a couple of times, like so. Okay, and then pinch it in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on the wreath here and then stick this one on over the top. So I think if I can do this without dropping it, I need an extra bit of tape. I'm just going to put it in the middle of the thread just so it catches it all, like so. And then I'm going to stick it so that I'm going to put it so I know it's not going to show, just like so. Okay, and then I can take this piece off. Let's see if I can do that without using the pokey tool yet. And then, because I know that my 2 dots are going to line up at the top, I'm just going to pop that over, line it up so that I get it lined up with the wreath underneath. Pull the twine up a little bit more. I think I've cut these maybe a bit too short. Oh no, it's just got stuck. There we are. Let's pull that one out again. Okay, so I didn't want too much, just a little pulled out. Okay, so you can play around with that. And then what I've done, I've used the Stampin' Up! Simply Pressed clay, or I like to call it paper clay, and I've got a mould and I've actually made a leaf, okay, and I've put a little bit of linen thread on that. And then again, just you can use glue dots, or I quite like to use the double-sided tape because it is strong. And I'm just going to put some on the back of my leaf, and I'm just going to double it over to make it a little bit thicker. And then I'm just going to attach it as I would like to. I'm trying to hide that tape, so I might pop it that way so the bow's up the right way, and then press it down. And what I actually did, because I tied the linen thread onto the paper clay, I used a little bit of the Crystal Effects just to make sure that that knot doesn't come undone and it doesn't get unstuck from the leaf. And I just put a glaze over the top of the leaf when I coloured it. And that's then a little card that you can make and send out, and obviously you can put your own sentiment on it. The other thing that would be quite nice is to get some coloured gems and just stick them around the wreath. Okay, well I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye!